You? You! You must be so pleased with yourself.
What the... Hezenkoss?
Of course it's me! Reduced to explain myself to Emmrich Valkaren's companions.
So, your worst enemy. You're going to keep her around, in the lighthouse.
She's strongly warded. It'd be disastrous if we loosed Johanna's spirit by destroying her remains. I know what she's done, what she's capable of, but...
No, I understand. I've still got Ilario.
We must trust in mercy. I know what she's done, what she's capable of, but...
Losing her would have been worse.
Yes, perhaps you're right.
How are your remains still animate?
A lich isn't so easily destroyed.
Even a failed lich?
A meaningless phrase. Anyhow, if you must know, your Mourn Watcher compatriots found me. Only my skull was intact in the rubble you left of my grand creation. Anyhow, if you must know, the Mourn Watchers found me. Only my skull was intact in the rubble you left of my grand creation.
Why are you here?
Those Mourn Watchers continue to forbid so-called immoral necromancy. As if anything within our grasp should be forbidden. The petty alarmists intend to use my abilities for some sort of penitence. Valkaren will be by with a sheaf of lectures, I'm sure.
Johanna,
Valkaren?
until we find a suitable method of penance in the necropolis,
Puh!
you're to be confined under the eye of a watcher, lest you slip your bonds.
How magnanimous of you to volunteer.
A challenge for us both. Was this your ultimate goal? All that death and destruction in order to rule the capital?
It would have been magnificent. Navarra, bowing to a leader who'd make use of its greatest works.
Your enormous bone construct would have destroyed half of Navarra City.
Well, there would have to have been some rebuilding before progress could begin. It's a simple test.
I am not loosening any of the wards around you simply to see whether you can learn new spells again.
Do you have any idea how frustrating that was, Valkaren? To be completely frozen in my spellcraft? And I could have fixed it by channeling through the skeletal construct that you destroyed. Speaking of which, what have you done with it?
That subject remains closed, Johanna.
Yes, yes, we've been through this. How articulate.
So you're a skull now?
I refuse to explain my condition yet again to one of Valkaren's roommates.
I have my own room. Hey, is a skull still called a corpse when you're just a skull? Okay, I'll ask Emmrich. Hey, that skull on your shelf was yelling.
Johanna must have been fearfully loud if you heard her in the hall.
Oh, no, I was in your room.
Taash!
I thought it meant something bad, like a corpse coming to life. Is it still called a corpse when it's just the skull? Hezenkoss wouldn't give me an answer.
First, no. Second, I thought the undead disturbed you.
It's not as scary if it's just a skull.
I can't demand your repentance, Johanna, but perhaps reflection beckons.
Reflection? On trying to fix the great failure of Navarra? The finest necromancers in the world, and what do we teach them? To loiter down in the necropolis. Navarra could be an empire. We could raise armies of corpses to slay our enemies and conquer new shores!
You'd make us another Tevinter.
Nonsense. I'm sure we'd do better. You have a question about negative topological functions?
Yes, please. Emmrich said it was okay to ask about this.
Do you always listen to that milksop? Well, at least you've come to a proper necromancer. First, I assume you've learned to cascade your spell weaves around wave inversions?
Oh, really? But wouldn't the explosive radius... I'd never try it.
That's cowardice speaking. Cast it aside.
What a waste. What happened with Hezenkoss, I mean.
She could have turned her considerable intellect to the good of Navarra, and now...
No, I mean the giant bone skeleton. That big thing she wanted to become. You go to all that trouble and you make it look like that? I'd give it wings, or more arms, or something.
You put a lot of thought into this, I see.
No, I mean, I never do it. Probably.
Veilguard, keep your manservant away from me.
Manfred is an apprentice mage now.
That'll end well. Teaching a spirit of curiosity to conjure flame.
Manfred's learned his lesson after the incident with the rug.
What do you see in that thing? So you succeeded in lichdom,
I have.
and you don't even have the decency to gloat.
This existence of ours is a gift. By the friendship we once had, I ask you to cherish it rather than let resentment dwell within you.
Let me try on your crown.
Absolutely not.
Why are you so angry at Emmrich?
Because the bleeding heart keeps interfering with my work.
Your crappy magic killed people.
If you find me objectionable, do what Valkyrie never could. Destroy my remains and end it all.
Emmrich said that would let your spirit escape. Are you trying to escape?
Of course I'm trying to... No.
You've been quiet on your collaboration with the Venatori.
They were only useful for information or the occasional artifact. The rest of the time, the intolerable wretches kept going on about their wine cellars and summer houses.
They sound akin to some of Navarra's nobility, to be honest.
Depressing, isn't it? So, Valkyrie, you've achieved the impossible.
Defeating you?
I meant you somehow seduce that impudent whelp following you around.
That's not... My relationship with Rook is a private concern.
Why she enjoys your moldering presence is beyond me.
Mouldering? You're a mere 2 years younger than I am, Johanna. 2!
Well, I think one of us wears it more obviously.
Darling, hello.
I'm surprised Emmrich's talking to you after you hurt Manfred.
I didn't force him to turn down lichdom for a single wretched whisk. Who'd think the man would give that up for? Anyhow, if Valkyrie brought it back, the miserable skeleton must bring him some joy.
I'm surprised Emmrich's talking to you after you killed Manfred.
I didn't force that ridiculous sack of bones to get in my way. Who knows what he saw in that shambling thing? Besides, a lich can easily craft a new manservant. You there!
You don't actually know my name, do you?
Have you seen my hand? I could find it if I weren't smothered under all these wards. The thing must be wandering around somewhere. Come back to annoy me.
Yeah, if you want.
No. The young watcher again.
At your service.
There's those necropolis-begotten manners. Look at you. A necromancer, wasting the prime of their life, solving the problems of others. You'd have been taught much differently if you'd been my apprentice.
You have quite a grudge against the Mourn Watch.
I wisely cast off all their talk of obligations to the long-gone dead. But I assume you're more a traditionalist watcher, like Veilguard. Oh, I admit he's skilled enough. If only the man possessed any vision.
Ever thought of becoming a hat person?
You insolent brat! I still can't believe Veilguard snagged himself a paramour. Ah, at his age.
Hey, leave him alone.
Astounding. You're actually fond of him. Well then, don't let me keep you from that decrepit popinjay. Veilguard's wedged himself nicely into your little group.
Wedged is harsh.
The man was always more comfortable in a crowd. When we were students, he'd constantly drag me to some preposterous party or salon. It's a wonder the chattering gadabout got any work done. The way people fawned over him. What disaster's unfolding out there now?
Well, the moon... Know what? Emmrich will tell you.
Get Veilguard on it. I'm not spending the rest of my existence orbiting the ruins of your hideout.
It's true. We're planning on not only ending Gillenane, but Elganon as well.
Well, it's best that no one's gone. I'll grant you that.
We do have some thoughts alike, Johanna.
Precious few.
I'm relieved beyond measure that we took the time to visit Blackthorn Manor, Rook. Given Johanna's partnership with the Venatori, I'm sure they would have eagerly employed her bone construct had we not stopped her.
Puh. I'll have to put together something more useful once I'm out of here.
We've already discussed the likelihood of this, Johanna.
Go bother some other necromancer. What is it now? I'm busy. Be gone. Away with you. Are you still here? What is it? I have nothing more. Go.